I just have a feeling that I have forgot something. Ah yeah, to upload a new video. Long time no see, welcome back, come on in, take a seat. And of course, as always, these are true stories, no AI generated slop here. Let's begin. The Kolyma highway, known as the coldest road on Earth, stretches about 2,031 kilometers. It holds a Guinness World Record from 1932, when temperatures dropped to minus 67.7 degrees Celsius. It runs from Yakutsk to Magadan, Russia. Famous for its brutal climate, it was built in the 1930s by Gulag prisoners using only hand tools, marking one of the darkest chapters of Soviet history. As the only road in the region, it hardly needs a special name. It is the only way to reach Yakutsk by land. Otherwise, you must rely on a ferry across the Lena River in summer or drive over the ice in the winter. Untarmacked and remote, the M56 show few signs of regular use. The surrounding area is lawless, undeveloped, barely populated, unimaginably harsh. In the public mind, Magadan is forever linked with prisoners, since it once served as one of the largest Gulag labor distribution centers in the Soviet Union. This road is both dangerous and unpredictable. Winters can plunge below minus 50 degrees Celsius, while summers soar above plus 40 degrees Celsius. Isolated on the edge of the world, most people know almost nothing about it. Entering the Road of Bones means leaving civilization behind. Forget coffee shops, restaurants, branded gas stations with mini markets, or even police patrols. There is no mobile coverage, let alone internet. Small villages may appear every 300 to 400 kilometers, sometimes offering a faint mobile signal if you're lucky. But after that, you won't see civilization again until Magadan. Technically, there are a few police stations in small towns, but they are so far apart that locals drive unregistered cars without licenses, and sometimes even while drunk. Many residents are ex-prisoners with few prospects, surviving through heavy drinking and odd jobs. While Russians are generally warm and helpful, Kolyma has a reputation for being an exception. Then there are the bears. In most of Russia, wild animals keep away from main roads. You'll only see bears in zoos, but Kolyma is different. Its endless taiga forests are full of wildlife, including bears. Travelers are advised to carry protection, like bear spray, a shotgun, or high-caliber rifle, like the Marlin Model 1895. Considered a solid bear defense weapon. And it's not just bears. Huge clouds of mosquitoes plague the region, and in rare cases, even the elusive Siberian Amur tiger has been spotted more further east. Now that the wilderness of this road is clear, let's move into the darker side of its history, what lies beneath it, and the chilling stories told by those who have braved the journey. Like I said, the Kolyma highway was built by Gulag prisoners beginning in 1932 during Stalin's rule, with construction continuing until 1953. It is estimated that between 250,000 and 1 million prisoners died while working on it, from exhaustion, starvation, disease, or execution. Their bodies are said to have been buried beneath or beside the road itself, giving rise to its grim name, the Road of Bones. Because of this horrific past, the highway has become surrounded by folklore and paranormal tales. Travelers report ghostly encounters, eerie sensations, and a heavy, haunted atmosphere. The idea that the restless spirits of the dead Gulag prisoners remain trapped along the road is central to many of these stories. One of the most chilling tales come from a Russian newspaper. The story of a ghostly woman seen walking the Kolyma highway. For months, travelers reported a pale figure walking slowly along the road, never stopping, never resting, never eating. Witnesses said she refused rides or offers of help, trudging endlessly through abandoned villages that once served as Gulag camps, and no one has ever seen her sleep. Commenting on the story, locals said, "A human couldn't survive here without equipment and food. This is not normal behavior." Some believe she is not a woman at all, but a spirit in human form. Others point out she carries no backpack, no supplies, and no shelter. Impossible for survival in this environment. Reports claim she was seen near the village of Kadikshan in January's bitter cold, walking as if headed toward Kamchatka on Russia's far eastern coast. Local police did not intervene, claiming she had committed no crime. One online post read, "A woman is walking along the Kolyma Federal Highway. She doesn't speak, doesn't respond to anyone, and ignores all offers of a ride." Still, many remain unsettled. If she is a living traveler, then she is in grave danger. But if she is not, perhaps she is one of the countless souls bound forever to the road of bones. Well, the woman, or mysterious pale figure, gained a lot of attention, it seems. But from what I can research, they never figure out who she was or where she went. Still, a very strange encounter on a very dangerous road. I think even survival expert Les Stroud would have been challenged walking these unforgiving roads. Building shelter or walking might not be the hardest part, but keeping warm and avoiding wildlife or finding food would be. And the strangest part is that she doesn't speak, doesn't answer questions, and show no interest in accepting a ride in the middle of nowhere. Another story comes from a trucker named Igor, who regularly drives this route between Magadan and Yakutsk, with loads of alcohol and basic food supplies. While parked with a small group of truckers in the middle of the night at a makeshift roadside camp on the Kolyma highway, he told a camera crew documenting their lifestyle about one of the many ghosts you might encounter during the long nights alone in the truck. This one was said to be the ghost of a dead trucker who tries to wave people down for help, looking distressed. Those who have seen him report that when you stop and get out to check, there is nothing but silence. No one is there. No footprints, no camp, no gear, no sign of anyone stranded or in need of help. The truckers around the fire share the true story of the man. He had broken down on that very stretch of road with his truck. While working beneath his truck, something went wrong and he got stuck. His head got trapped and was unable to free himself. For 4 days, he remained there, while other trucks passed by, not stopping because from the outside it looked like everything was normal. They assumed he was just another driver catching some sleep. On the Kolyma highway, everyone knows you should never stop for anything, even if you're armed, because bandits are always waiting to rob you, or worse, leave you dead and stranded in one of the most remote places on Earth. Still, there is an unwritten rule that truckers should always help one another, like with a flat tire or a mechanical problem. But in this case, since everything looked normal, no one realized the man was trapped under his truck, screaming for help. After 4 agonizing days, he finally succumbed to the freezing cold nights, dying alone in the middle of nowhere. This is just one of many stories told by those who regularly drive this road. There are countless ghostly sightings. Some even say the spirits of long-dead Gulag prisoners still roam the Kolyma highway.
Don't forget to subscribe if you like the video.
In the heart of Russia's Far East, surrounded by frozen forests and deserted roads, lies Kadikshan, a ghost town seemingly frozen in time. It sits about 1,300 kilometers from Yakutsk and 700 kilometers from Magadan, visible from the Kolyma highway. Kadikshan began in 1930s as a prison camp and slowly grew into a town. Gulag prisoners built the first barracks and mines. Over time, the town developed basic infrastructure: schools, health facilities, a market, central heating, and Soviet-style apartment blocks. The surrounding Kolyma region was rich in gold, silver, copper, uranium, cobalt, diamonds, and coal. Gulag inmates was forced to mine coal for the local power station. After Stalin's death in 1953 and the closure of the gulags, many former prisoners stayed to continue working in the mines. By the 1970s and 80s, coal mining was booming and the town thrived. Kadikshan had cinemas, bakeries, playgrounds, restaurants, a house of culture, and even bus routes linking it to other remote Magadan settlements. At its peak in the late 1980s, more than 10,000 people lived there. But with the collapse of the Soviet Union, the first mine was shut down and the town's heating system failed. By 1994 to 95, residents began abandoning their homes. The final blow came in 1996, when an explosion in the last operating coal mine killed 6 workers. The mine was closed permanently and the remaining population was relocated soon after. People left in a hurry, abandoning furniture, documents, and personal belongings. Within just a few years, the once busy town was nearly empty. By the 2010, Kadikshan had 0 recorded residents, a deathly silence now hanging over its ruins. Today, the concrete structures still stand. Windows frame empty rooms. School books remain stacked on shelves. Clothes hang in closets, and children's toys still lie in bedrooms, as if waiting for their owners to return. Walking through the ruins feels apocalyptic. Crumbling Soviet apartment blocks, decaying playgrounds, deserted school buildings littered with old textbooks, and broken science lab equipment. Despite the harsh climate, the interiors are surprisingly well preserved. There has been little looting or vandalism, largely because the site is so remote. It can only be reached by rough dirt roads during a short window each year when the weather allows. Though silent, the traces of everyday life remain. Kadikshan is one of Russia's best preserved ghost towns, an intact portrait of a vanished era that still echoes through the empty concrete. If you made it to the end of this video, I salute you. If you have any ideas or stories of your own that you'd like to share with me or the audience, feel free to let me know. I might cover them in a future video. My contact information is in the description below. Have a great day.